And now, all the way from Michigan, here's your host, Gibrain.
Welcome to the Gibrain Show. I'm your host, Gibrain. So, picture, it's 2 o'clock, 2 a.m. in the morning. You're on the highway between Vegas and Phoenix, Arizona. By the time, and you're driving in the stars because you're in the desert. It's just so bright. So you decide to pull over. I decided to pull over. And you can see some man-made structures, and then the road continues back. So you turn around so you can be close to where you just came in off the road and get out. And the stars were so bright, and it was so dark everywhere else. And I looked around, and it was like, got back in the car. It was some weird shit. And that is the beginning of how Jesus saved me from being stranded in the desert. And let's start that. So, this is a travel story. So, if you are young or if you just start traveling, I'm sorry. Oh, no, I'm not. I apologize. And you're going to leave your car at a extended time place. Not leave it at a place where you leave the keys with the car. I did this once, and the place, basically, they went in for a joyride or whatever, ruined my clutch and my trans. So, on my trip from Northern California to Phoenix, anyone who's made that trip is very mountainous, and it's a lot of mountain up and down, and it's horrible if you don't go from California without making sure your transmissions, or go to California without your transmission, because it's gonna be a lot of mountains. Anyway, between, again, Vegas and Phoenix, on my way to Phoenix, and this was 2021, I want to say. January. Whatever, maybe the last day of January. And the transmission finally stopped. I had a 6-speed in the Mustang. And so I pull over in the desert, probably about 3 hours away from Phoenix. And I had been driving with my lights on, but not daytime lights where they automatic, but where my lights was, I pulled them out and had them on, and I forgot, right? So I'm there, and I got my phone, and I call maybe a family member to let them know what's going on with that, where I'm at, in case or whatever. And then I get to working on, getting out of there, right? I pray, as I always do before. Then I started making my calls. The first call was an insurance company. It was way too high because they was coming to the desert. right? It was like, again, 3 hours away from Phoenix. I don't know how far it was from Vegas. And if it was some places in between, I don't think they had anything in it. So I was like, whatever. I'm sure the Lord will have me find something else. So again, I prayed, and I went to Google. And I was looking, and then I found one. I called the guy, and he had a price that was like half or whatever they said, and I was like, yes. So I scheduled him a driver to come out, truck. But I'm in the desert in my ride, and I had my lights on, so my lights, the car battery drains out, right? So I did not have my phone charging. So my phone is low, the car is dead, and I'm in the desert, right? And I've been out there for, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours, right? And the wolves and shit, it's like, big ass birds and shit circling. You know, a car pass every now and then. Was it like that? It was like that. I wasn't getting out walking, I'll tell you that. I wasn't gonna do like on, those movies. I'll get out and find a shop. No, I prayed again, and I stayed in my car. So hours went by, and I was like, well, like, what's going on? So my phone was almost at the end, so I made my last call back to the shop. And it was a Hispanic person, right? I'm from Detroit, so again, it's different, right? It was like, okay. So to me, it seemed like he maybe thought that I was a local person at first, or it really wasn't real. And I wasn't for sure that he had sent somebody out. And I'm like, I don't want to be out here at nighttime in the desert, right? So, like, are you sending someone? And it seemed like at that time he realized that, okay, the guy, because I told him, I was like, dude, I got the money. It don't make no difference. Come on out here. Come on. So, again, get off the phone, and I wait, right? And again, every now and then a car passes by. And I think I got out, maybe kicked the dirt a little bit, and then got back in. And then a car drove up. It was like down the road. It was on like another side. And I don't know if they were like gonna, because I couldn't see if inside the car, because it was far enough where I couldn't tell how many people was in the car or what have you. But I could see that they were on the side of the road, right? So I was like, are they waiting to think I should help them, or are they waiting to think I should get them? Like, these niggas gonna die. I mean, never mind. So prayed some more, and lo and behold, here out the blue comes this big truck. Thank you, Jesus. I had never been so happy to see a Hispanic person before, because he didn't speak English, right? It didn't seem like he did, because he just spoke Spanish, right? And I was like, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I was trying to say thank you in Spanish. I don't know Spanish, right? So I was like, I don't know, some shit, probably like French, like, we thank you, say, all kind of shit, because I was so happy. Anyway, that is my story, because we are about 9 minutes in of how Jesus saved me from being in the desert. Desert. It was the desert, people. It was not the desert, like the desert. I'm talking about the desert. You should go out there. Like about 4 hours from Phoenix going west, or, I don't know, get out there in the middle of the night. I'm telling you, it'll be all some miles.